Stop that.
Takes it down, field shot. Ridley's running free. He's got a touchdown. Tied.
Putting his legs to work. The turbo in. Touchdown. Harris, touchdown.
If you wanna touch my feet, use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast.
Yeah, I mean, things were going pretty well for the team that year. It was Jalen Hurts' second season as starting quarterback, feeling comfortable back there. They had just come off a win over Ole Miss, 66-3. Things were rolling pretty well right at that point. Offensively, things were clicking where they maybe hadn't been in the past, and things were going in the right direction.
Williams out of the backfield, and Williams gets free, and a jump play into Bama territory for the Aggies. Spins free, gotta get rid of it, to the end zone. Touchdown, what a catch by Christian Kirk, and Jalen Hurts still on the go, cuts back inside the 40. Here's Ruggs, touchdown time, the true freshman.
Yeah, there were a lot of missed third down conversions. There just wasn't that same kind of rhythm that they had been in the previous week against Ole Miss. They weren't converting the third downs. They weren't getting the first downs. They weren't moving the ball down the field as efficiently, and you could tell there was frustration from the sideline and on the field.
I think his relationship's amazing with the media. I think if you look at him, he is very transparent. You know exactly what he's thinking. He is really doesn't hold anything back.
Like you said, I've watched interviews to where I would be scared to ask a question in that room. And then I've watched some interviews, it's like, okay, he got his, oatmeal pies, he got everything he needed today, everything's good. So we can keep it moving, but it's definitely a love-hate relationship there.
Obviously things had been going pretty well to that point. Things took a turn in that game. They weren't as efficient offensively, and it was, I kind of want to get his reaction to it because it seemed like they weren't too happy on the sideline. Wanted to confirm that through the question. Thought it was pretty innocuous because it was pretty clear what was going on in that game, that there was some frustration. So, wasn't really expecting to hear what came next.
Well, offensively, the first few drives to the last few games have been pretty effective. I think three and outs in the first 4 drives tonight. What do you think was the issue there?
I think we've already said what the issue is. Their front seven, we couldn't run the ball effectively. We just didn't play as well tonight. You got to give them a lot of credit for it. So, I'm trying to get our players to listen to me instead of listening to you guys. All that stuff you write about how good we are and all that stuff they hear on ESPN, it's like poison. You know what I mean? It's like taking poison, like rat poison. All right, so I'm asking them, are you going to listen to me or are you going to listen to these guys about how good you are? All right, just like your question right now, we get stopped 3 out of 4 times, like that's a bad thing? We're not going to beat everybody 66-3.
Anyone who's covered Nick Saban for a while knows what those moments are like, that he's kind of using that as a platform, as a message to his players. And it was confirmed afterwards when we talked to the players that he had just delivered that same speech to the team. So it was just whose turn was it, who was going to ask the question that opened the door, in a sense, for him to answer that way.
It goes back to how you think, how you act every day, day in and day out, no matter if you're the best team in America or the worst team in America. I mean, rat poisoning can go both ways, right? If you're really good, everybody's telling you you're great, you're going to think into it, you're going to buy into the headlines, and then you're probably not going to do good the next time you go out. And if you're the worst team in America, it works the same way. I mean, you're terrible, we're never going to win another game, we've got the worst players in America. If you buy into that and believe it, then it's probably going to happen. So it's really about mindset and how, and just getting the players and everybody to think about it really doesn't matter what people say about us or if we win by 100. I mean, come next week, you got to get ready to play LSU or you got to get ready to play Tennessee. And I think that's what he was trying to get at is it doesn't matter. It really has no bearing on our play on the field unless you let it.
We have a job to do. He has a job to do. I think we both understand what we have to do and our complementary or our roles in this whole machine that we're involved in. And I'm not disappointed when I check the mailbox Christmas time and there's not a Christmas card.
That's just my attitude. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
I'd say that he knows how to deliver a message, how much he truly loves us, and, you know, I think it's, I don't want to say, he's full.
Target, you're getting got, they wanna take all your pockets. Ooh, hey, it's a gift.